bit slow so far.
A little bit. You can probably expect it as well. This is their first round.
Oh, absolutely. That's not a criticism or an observation.
It does not stop them absolutely blasting through two members of FURIA to start things off, mind you. Fantasy and Rare falling by the wayside, make it a third. They pull the trigger and they are going in for the kills here. One coming back in for Lender, but BDS finding one for himself as well. A trade coming in at the back of Alems. Miracle is going to have to pull off one of his namesakes here to get all the way through. One shotgun blast to the face, goes for the second, but BDS gets the close out. And look at how animated they are. They love it. All-time typical BDS drop. We see it so many times over. Renshiro down though. Miracle with the two pump coming out, brings him down easy as that. Even pushed up the north stairs as well. There should have been someone there hoping to cover, but apparently not the case. Alems on the chase back down as well. Doesn't know that Miracle has tucked himself off to the side. Great shot from Miracle. A 3. Can he make it a 4? No. BDS still standing as he ran out of ammo there. In he comes to try and find the kill. Will he be able to find it? Yes, he will. Miracle's on for an 8 if this carries on. BDS finds one, but it's a 1 versus 2 and you're against the clash. We know how that tends to work out. He's got no HP. He's going to find himself shocked to death, and FURIA take round 2.
Front, and if he can start picking kills up, he will certainly be a danger to the French roster. BDS just looking to move in from trophy here, pressure that attic door, but FURIA feeling pretty comfortable as Fantasy gets one. Fantasy gets 2, Rare sandwiched in between, and all of a sudden it's a 1v4, and Rare and Fantasy, they just demolish BDS piece by piece inside about 5 seconds. As you say, it's just all stacking up at the minute inside a master bedroom, not really moving forward. Fantasy going to take a ton of damage there as the soft wall is opened up at the side of him, but it doesn't matter. He still manages to find a headshot onto BDS, even as he's getting taken down himself. Renshiro on the trade there, 1v4 now.
This is just to get top floor control, mind you.
Yep.
This isn't even the site we're talking about here, and Renshiro's been left in a 1 versus 4. I'm pretty sure he is done and dusted at this point. There's 2 of them running their way up white. You get the indication coming in from the Malusi that he's there. C4s are thrown, players are swinging left, right, and center. It's 3-1 to FURIA. Into a hole for the side of BDS.
Well, that's it, because at this point in time, FURIA have got the man advantage. They've got time on the side. They don't need to be swinging bunker. Shaiko is going to drop. He's going to get absolutely nothing, Des. All he's going to get is buried as Highs manages to find the kill, and this is falling apart for BDS in the 5th round. 3 versus 5. Renshiro can get no joy from the rear stage stairs. BDS manages to find Rare. Can that be the catalyst? No. Miracle steps out with that big shotgun again, and another one. 3 in the round. Lender finishes it off, and FURIA looking clinical right now.
Highs holding tight. Rare the same. Just daring them to come stepping across here as well. Must see that one's gone back in towards Kids, but there's been a bit of a rotation coming through where the members of FURIA have moved south and BDS has slowly moved north, just narrowly avoiding each other, and BDS is the one going for the plan. Can BDS hold this angle down? Can he get the kill as the man looks to swing in? Yes, he can find one for himself. It's a 2 versus 1. Rare gets it back. The coach has got to clutch up and go big, or Rare can find 4 and end the half at a 5-1. Angles being held, and BDS gets the shutdown. There he is again, and he knows what he's done. A 4-2 half for BDS puts them in good stead for moving over to the other side. Got bit back as there was a great amount of patience being shown by FURIA. 4 versus 3, make it a 3 versus 3. You can't be throwing this one away, boys. Not when you've already done the hard work. One tucked into the corner. They know that he's in so much trouble. Pistol comes out from Miracle. It's 3 kills in a row for the side of FURIA. They can't even get one back. How has a 5 versus 3 come down to a 1 versus 3 as BDS on that trusty smoke has got to clutch this one out big. One more steps in. Can BDS win it? No, he can't. How have they thrown that one away? FURIA with a great retake from a 3v5 into a round.
See there, it will not be successful in finding a kill, but he may well be able to put his rifle to better use. Shoots one in the back, but BDS manages to get himself a double. Fantasy putting some work in, just going to use the door frame there. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but the nade bounces back one way or another. Miracle finds one. 2 versus 2, and this is turning into a bloodbath as Renshiro and Shaiko try to take back sight. The diffuser is down cold at the minute, but there come the last 2 kills from Miracle. FURIA able to get themselves onto map point.
I was talking about earlier on in the map. Renshiro on the move, looking down white, but they see his arm first, leaning a bit too far into that one, and Fantasy collects his second of the round. 4 versus 3 with about 70 seconds to play.
As I suggested, Fantasy looking at that white stairs push and just opening BDS up up with it allows Miracle to get in and start putting the diffuser down, but BDS takes his chance. He pops through the rotation and gets himself a kill. Shaiko with another, and if two can finish this round out, surely it's them. It will be Shaiko and BDS to finish the round off, and that's going to leave us now 3-6 as BDS managed to just hang on for another round.
BDS start hitting on heads, then it's going to be frustrating. However, BDS has swung a lot recently and lost gunfights. It happens again. Rare the one stepping up, a great shot coming in from Renshiro. Shaiko follows up with another, and maybe they balance it back. Fantasy one the other way. They swing again and lose the gunfight. They just do not get to win against Fantasy today. Shaiko is in a 1 versus 2 with 15 seconds to play, and here comes the push. They don't know where he is. They've got no idea. He's sat inside a freezer here. Out he comes for the one. They've got to look for the diffuser, going for it, finds the one down. You know where the second man is? Stepping over his body, but Shaiko wins it out. A big clutch to win round 10, and BDS keep themselves
doing a great job at the minute of holding down this third choice site.
MP5K man's taken after my own heart at this trade as well, but in they come. BDS finding one into Miracle. Fantasy not pushing in at the same time into security. He goes BDS with a couple of wicked shots, and Rare now finds himself in a 1 versus 3 after shutting down the terror that was BDS. He's got a lot of time to play with here. Diffuser not in his hands and 10 seconds to play. BDS can just sit pretty upstairs. There is nothing I don't think that Rare's going to be able to do, which means Ace, we're going to all 12.
It certainly looks that way. Rare manages to collect that diffuser and tries to put it down, but it's BDS ultimately to drop down the hatch. Perfect time, perfect kill.
Great nade from Fantasy, does chip away at Shaiko, doesn't kill him, but enough to put the scares, the heebie-jeebies up him, I guess you could say. High's finding one onto Alem, so it's a trade back the other way, a 4 versus 4, and only 20 seconds to play. This is going to be a mad crush in the dying seconds. Either the map is over now, or we career through to overtime. BDS holding on this angle, waiting for Fantasy to come pushing up. It's a bit of an intimidating opponent, but he's waiting for it at this point. Wants to step in, he's on the deck. BDS wins it out. That's 2 kills in for BDS. A 3 versus 2. Are they going to have time here? All they have to do is hold because the diffuser is down. They're going to be out of time, and guess what, Tim? We're going to overtime.
On multiple sides now though, as Lender's got himself down to the bottom of laundry stairs. He's trying to play into that shield. Fantasy finds Shaiko. Fantasy finds BDS. That's 3 in the round. He's going to be downed here though, and Renshiro manages to get the kill, but it's looking bleak for BDS as BDS tries to deploy a canister. He will be unsuccessful. The kills come in, and FURIA managed to get themselves the first round they need.
I don't know, it's still 40 seconds of playtime that BDS can utilize here. They are, however, slowly running out of information. 2 drones on the field. They're even starting now to go for swings and pre-fires to hope to find one, and it works out for Alems. Down goes Lender. Rare and Miracle clearly can't hold on just yet. Miracle, you've got to go huge. You have done all maps so far, but you've got to find 5.
This is likely to be a step too far, I'd imagine. He looks to find the first. Toxic Babe canister goes out, but now they know exactly where he is. It is a big problem. They've got the elbow wall opened. Here comes the peak. He manages to find Renshiro. Can he get himself a second? The diffuser's going down. No, Lems pops around and takes us into round number 15.
The drop could follow any second now. They're holding the trigger at least for a second, probably for another nade to come raining through. There it is. But now that's done, the drop should happen. Do they know about it? He's going to swing on it. What a shot coming out from Highs. 5 versus 4. FURIA are looking to go for the kill. They're stepping into sight, but Shaiko finds one back. Fantasy another. Highs hits the deck. Shaiko on a swing, sees one up close, but they found it out. It comes down to BDS to clutch out in the 1 versus 2. He's got to hold it all. He can't do it. FURIA take round 15 and win Oregon. Here we are, and trying to get a lovely little alley-oop down through the hatch out in towards Garage, but can't quite find the player who dips away. Here comes Highs up on the flank. Can they get the shutdown? He finds 2. That's one way to shut it down. A big flank coming out from Highs, and this could be lights out for BDS as Lender also finds another. The attack has been shut down before it can even begin.
BDS just searching to try and find something to steady the ship here, but as you say, the attack has been nullified at this point. He's going to take a drop. He's going to go straight in to the gun of Lender. With seconds left to go, it was the only option, and that's going to be FURIA closing out their first defense there in the background, so that should give them access. Rare, however, finds Alems, and with 30 seconds left to go, it's time to think about getting this diffuser down. Shaiko has been picked up. He's pushing in with 20 health, but it's only going to take 1 bullet to take him down, and in a 4 versus 4, this all favours FURIA right now with 20 seconds left to go. 2 men on the rappel, and it's looking difficult for BDS to get inside a site. They haven't dealt with Lender, and Rare is able to move around the back. That is the round as far as FURIA are concerned. There's no option but for the rappel to come in. It's BDS all alone looking to get that diffuser. Seconds left to go. It was a matter of time until he ran into somebody, and that is going to be the round.
Too close to the wall. I thought we might see someone try and open up the square wall, but obviously with the hard breacher offline, that's just simply not going to happen. And here we come. Third round in a row. FURIA are stinging BDS in the backside on the flank, and they find another one. When are BDS going to learn, Tim? That's, again, third round in a row. Can't collect anything. Shaiko back on his feet and at 20 HP. They know one's lurking around in gold bars, but Alems is dying to find someone, but cannot find a single thing. Here comes Fantasy up towards the side, gets it down with the shotgun through the wall. We keep on speaking about these flanks, and just to make matters worse, they've now been flanked by a Jaeger with a shotgun.
Well, that happened. Fantasy managing to find it, create the peak hole and find the kill. Breeder doing everything he can. He's on a triple for the round. It could be a 4K to finish, but no, Miracle's just going to hold his ground and pick him up as he tries to move through into red corridor. And that's going to be another successful defense of FURIA. Probably a little closer than it should have been there, Des.
7 kills, constantly hitting BDS on the flank and doing some wonders.
Exactly that, like you say, every time he just seems to find that angle onto the outside of them. Breeder starts to put the diffuser down, but he has to dip away. Lems finds the kill onto highs, and you just feel like this is one that BDS can close out. Lender manages to get the man off the rappel. That's going to be an important first one. And he drops Breeder. That leaves us now with a potential ace for Lender here. There's only a Lems can stop him. He's managed to recover that diffuser, and he is going to go in for the plant. Lender is pushing forward, but doing so cautiously, given that he's low health. He can't see the man. He takes the shot, and Lems is going to get that plant down and find a kill on the back of it. To sort of crawl himself to safety, but I don't think he's going to be getting picked up. But if nothing else, he can provide a little bit of intel. Breeder trying to get something going from inside of Tellers, but I don't think there's going to be much to find here. He manages to get one onto Lender, but Fantasy got one just before that. Miracle with the final kill. The down onto BIOS will be finished off and confirmed at the same time, and that's going to be 5-1 to FURIA on the half. Get it cleared as quickly as possible. Fantasy finds himself another onto Lems, and BDS just feel like they're throwing themselves onto FURIA right now as Lender gets Renshiro. Breeder does manage to get one and drop himself back down the elevator, looking for the main lobby challenge as well. Might see his man if he keeps looking, but no, he's going to dip away, and that's Miracle just getting away with one potentially there, but Breeder is coming back for a second glance.
Not going to swing back in because he heard him shoot out the default camera inside the lobby, which gives the indication, right, step back in, be ready to challenge, and goes to the challenge. Comes out worse for wear, and now might find himself backing away. And behind him came Lender. Not that it mattered as Miracle won out that gunfight. BIOS is left alive, all by his lonesome. It's 6-1 to FURIA, and it feels like this one is destined to be a LATAM 2-0.
Very lucky not to lose the head. There it goes. Lender able to counter that very well. 4v5 now as FURIA start to pile on the pressure.
I said I didn't think they'd go for it, but they've definitely tried. This one looks to be another total shutout, though.
A couple pushing from that direction. There's one just on the other side of the door here. Does he win the fight? Of course he does. Gets the kill onto highs. Breeder manages to find Fantasy, and that brings us back with BDS in touching distance now. 2 versus 3, and maybe not such a certainty as Rare takes a lot of damage and finds himself down and dead. BIOS and Breeder finding another one apiece, and all of a sudden it's a 1v2.
Yeah, all of it to do as well. Can find the one at the further back. No, he cannot just yet. BIOS is very low, but Breeder still sat at full HP here. Miracle has done a lot of work so far, but he gets the down to BIOS as well, and he won't know about it. The flank coming in from Breeder off towards the side, knows that his teammate has gone down. Miracle has got a drone on field if he wants to make use of it here, sees the man and gets the finish and knows it's a 1 versus 1. Support versus support, who comes out on top?
It's not going to be an easy finish for Miracle, that much is for sure. Breeder not only full health, but also sat on top of the diffuser as well. He knows that Miracle has to play deep inside a site here, but Miracle does have the clock on his side. He's got 55 seconds, so plenty of time to work with here, but no drones left alive that he can control. He's limited to what might already be there. He's looking to push in. I think Breeder's away, but Miracle somehow manages to find the shot and take the full 3 points for